Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes, all the product I use and all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products and help support this channel. There is a link to my Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There is my email address if you have any questions or would like more information about my in-person classes. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and help me grow in YouTube world. And I hope everybody's getting really ready for Christmas. It's December 15th. We only have 10 days left. I just thought I'd throw that in. So anyhow, today we're going to make a birthday card with Garden Meadow Suite. And so let me show you what we're making. Where did my envelope go? My sweet envelope. My sweet dirty envelope. I ran black ink across it. I figure it's fine. The post office would probably do a lot worse. So we have a few little birdies on there. And this is the card. Got that little arch. You can see it's raised up. Boots and a watering can to go out and tend this beautiful meadow. And it says every day is a fresh start, and across there, of course, is happy birthday. So let me show you how I made this card. We're going to do some stamping first. We're going to stamp all pieces that are in black first, so they have a chance to dry for a few minutes. So I need an envelope and I need some scrap paper. And I need a mat, which got buried, because these are photopolymer. And we will need a piece of crumb cake, approximately 3 1/4 by 1 1/2, and that's for our fence. So let's do all the Memento first. And that is going to be our watering can. Just put him right there, like that. And our boots, I think I'll get them all on one. I won't need that other little scrap of paper. So it's just a scrap of paper. Like that. We won't use that one. And that should be all the black. Next is some early espresso. For our fence. Him right in the middle there, and we'll die cut him in a few minutes with the other pieces here. Just like that. Oh, where did I hide the birds? Didn't I get the birds out? Nope, they're right here. I forgot them. Knew there was something else I needed. So we're not done with the Memento. Sorry about that. Now I need a block. I'm not sure. I think these are little partridges maybe, or little, I don't know, little pheasants maybe. Make sure it's going the right way. Like that. Okay, so we need to do some coloring. I'm going to set him aside for just a second before we do our die cutting. I'm going real basic colors here. I am using Lemon Lolly and Azure Afternoon. I'm going to start with the light Azure Afternoon for my watering can. I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing any fancy blending or anything. I'm just using them as coloring tools. If you want to get real fancy on these, you can. Cover that whole thing up. I'm going to go back with the dark right on this center strip to add a little contrast. And this part here and that little part right there. As for the Lemon Lolly, I'm going to do his boots, and I'm just worried about staying in the lines of the boots. I'm not worrying about anything else. I said this on Wednesday. Lemon Lolly is not a color listed. But the Lemon Lolly looks really pretty with this paper. This is the dark Lemon Lolly. I'm going to do the little buckle here and the top of the boots. Like that. I said, keeping it simple. And then we do need to do our bird here. And I do need a scrap of paper to shove in here. I'll use this piece. If you're using blends, shove something inside so your blends don't come through the back. I'm going to start with a light Lemon Lolly. And I'm just going to come in here and do the little birds in the light. And the big bird, Mama, in the dark, because she would be darker than her children. Because they haven't learned how to get their plumage all dark yet. Like I said, I'm keeping it pretty simple. And that's the envelope. So next we need to start doing some die cutting and some cutting on our paper. So let's cut our paper first so we can be prepared to die cut it. Get my trimmer over here. And this is the piece of paper I chose to use because I liked the path. I want the path to go where my gate's going to be. So I first need to trim the length of my paper to 5 3/8. Sorry, 5 3/8. Since I'm concentrating on this path for my gateway, I'm going to take it off the top. Every piece of paper you pick up is going to be a little different, so you have to sort of determine what you're willing to give up. This one was the top on this piece. I think the last one was the bottom. So, and then I want it to be, it needs to be 4 1/8 wide, but I want to concentrate on this piece here. So I'm going to flip it upside down, 4 1/8, and I'm going to cut. So that way, when I cut my arch in and put the fence in, we're concentrating on this piece of paper. Now this piece here is what? About 1 7/8. I need a piece that is 1 inch. So I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to cut it to 1 inch. This is some more extra. And I'm going to cut it down to 4 1/4. I'm going to take it off the top again. Just a little smidge right there. This is for the inside of the card. Now we're not done stamping. We're going to come back and do some stamping after we do some die cutting. So I'm going to get Otto out here today because we're going to be using this die here. It does not fit through the little one, and I need to move some pins out of my way. And we are going to need some plates here. Got plate 1, plate 2, and 2 plate 3s. And then what you need to do is you need to decide where you want this to be. And I'm going pretty center on mine. Trying to center it up pretty much center. I'm going to grab a Post-it. This is a real package of Post-its. And I'm going to cut that out. So there's our arch, just like that. There's a beautiful detail on either side. We'll set that over there. And now we need to cut out our boots. And I'm looking for the gate. It's right here. on there. Line up my boots and my watering can. I should have these spaced out enough I can do these all at one time. And I am putting a little insurance on these because my plate is bowed. And I don't want it going all over. There we go. And I should be able to cut all that out at one time. And we will get rid of Otto out of here. And all of his plates. So we have a nice little pair of boots. A nice watering can. And a gate. Now the gate is not split in half, and I wanted my gate split in half. This is where you get out your snips. And what I did was I just came in here and cut even just a tiniest margin and rounded these up a little bit. So look, you know, like the die cut sort of. And then I come back and do the other side, just a little trim job. There's our gate. Because I wanted my gate to look like it was open part way. Okay, so then we have all those pieces. So next we need to do the inside of our card and finish stamping the outside of the card. So the inside of the card, if I'm not mistaken, this is the piece. Yep. So I want to stamp this. I'm going to put this on the inside. You can put it on either side. Well, we'll put this one on this side. We'll switch it. Put it on either side. It doesn't matter. I'm going to use Pebbled Path. I played around with black on this, and black was just too harsh for this card because it's such a beautiful card. I didn't want a harsh color for the wording. So I went with Pebbled Path. And guess what? I forgot to get another stamp out. Like I said, I'm doing great today. This is Every Day is a Fresh Start. I'm just setting this on here for placement. And we're going to put this right in the center. Just like that. Set this aside for a second, and I'm going to grab the inside die cut. And we have a beautiful happy birthday in here. I'm going to do in Pebbled Path. And we're going to stamp right on the card here on the front. And I want to go up into this lighter area as close and try to get it as straight as possible. Happy birthday. I love the font on this. Okay. So let's start assembling this card. We'll start with the inside. Put this on. Just like that. I think. Oh, that's not enough to worry about. I thought I was hanging quite a ways over, but I wasn't. The base of our card is Lemon Lolly. And you won't see this on the list of colors for this card, this DSP. Daffodil Delight's on there, and I think Crushed Curry, but not Lemon Lolly, but I liked Lemon Lolly with this. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the inside in first. And we'll build the outside. I think my measurements may have been a little off when I cut this, but it'll be okay. I cut it at 4 1/8, and it shouldn't have been. It should have been 4, but it's fine. It'll be okay. I don't think the person receiving this is going to measure my card to see if I was absolutely perfect on the inside. So now we're going to put this piece right like that. Make sure to get down in these corners and drag a little bit down in there. Okay. There's just a nice tiny border there. Just like that. Now we're going to pop this up on Dimensionals. That should do it. There we go. Set off to the side. Let me get this close to me here. So I'm going to sit here and try to line this up. So like we're putting it right back in the hole. I'm not pushing down on anything yet. That looks pretty good. Then I'll commit. This is going to be popped up. You can see that it's up a little bit. And you could do more dimensionals and make it higher if you wanted. Okay, let me get these picked up before they end up everywhere. I'm really tired of picking up dimensionals in the cat's long fur. There's so much static. They're staticky. Those are staticky. And the two of them just get hooked together a lot. Okay, so now we're going to put our fence up. And I'm going to either side of where the gate is. Just like that. And leaves a nice big gap so the gate's open. And you could go higher with dimensionals if you wanted. You know, I try not to do too thick of cards because postage has gone up, and I just try not to spend extra money if I don't have to. But just the layers themselves really add dimension to this card. So there's that. And then I have boots and a watering can. I'm going to swap them this time just because I can. Now this one, when you look at this, we're going to put a little glue here, but we need something under here because it's going to sag. So let me grab a mini dimensional. Place this right about where I want it, about like that. So I need it down in this corner. Here's the mini dimensional. I need a little glue here. There we go. So it's raised up on top of that other because of the dimension behind it. This one, we're going to need a little glue there and a dimensional right there. And a little glue there. Just like that. And then when I looked at this, I started thinking, we need some birds. So we'll grab a few birds. I'm going to have one right under Happy Birthday. I'm going to have one, these are ones flying this direction on this side towards the birthday, and this one flying this way towards the birthday. And that is my card for today. Like I said, a nice, sweet, simple card, but I think very beautiful. Anybody would love to get that for their birthday. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week on Monday, and everybody have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye.